I am in a large store that is crammed with stuff. Some of the things in the store include a stuffed gorilla and a dummy of a dead person. And the face and hair of this dummy are removable. I take the dummy and I go home. Home being my parents' house. I make a video with the dummy that involves a hanging, which is why I needed the dummy for the video. Then I show it to my friends online. My brother, for some reason in this dream, is older than I. And he comes into the room with a friend, and I show him the dummy. The boys take the dummy, and I follow after them, saying that I have to return it to the store which I stole it from. They go outside and I follow. It's my backyard, but it's much more wild, with more trees, and there's a creek running through. With steep banks covered in bushes and trees. There's a cement bridge crossing the river. Then the boys go under the bridge, and I do not follow, but instead wait by the back door. My mother arrives just as the boys come back and ask to borrow the dummy for her art. I say okay, but hurry because I have to return it. She says okay and takes it down to her studio as I follow. I see that she has stolen the gorilla I saw earlier in the store. I tell her we have to return these. So she agrees and we go back up to the house. Inside the house there is a new room which we enter. It is a laboratory. The room is filled with all kinds of plants and animals encased in resin or inside clear plastic bubbles. There are two scientists looking and studying the objects and encasing them in resin. A man and a woman. The woman has short blonde hair and is about 45 to 55, possibly a little older. And the man has short brown hair and is about the same age. They both are wearing lab coats and glasses. They explain that they are trying to add to a collection of scientific stuff encased in resin, or, if it is alive, inside the bubble cases. They tell me they are adding the things they are encased. They tell me they are adding the things they encase to a larger collection of encased things and want to win a contest that is being put on by the large collector, which is a museum. They take the dummy and the gorilla and put them up on a high shelf with a bunch of other things waiting to be encased. I explained that they couldn't have the dummy and the gorilla because they weren't ours and we had to return them. But the scientists refused to give them back, and my mom just wants to go. So we go to Death Valley, to this large bed in the middle of the desert, right next to the artist's palette range. There is a nightstand with a lamp and a box of Kleenexes next to the bed. The lamp and nightstand are the lamp and nightstand that are next to the bed at my boyfriend's house. The bed is a lot like the bed at my boyfriend's house as well. There is a pile of chopped up peyote and mushrooms on the bed. My mom says, "Here, eat this, you will feel better." Then she leaves, but says she will be back. I lay on the bed to watch the artist's palette change colors. I remember my friend Eric telling me that it is different minerals catching the light as the sun moves that causes the color to change. So I decide to go get a closer look. There is a patch of rocks close to where the bed is, so I walk up to it and find that it is merely a pile of pine cones that have been spray painted with an odd glitter. There is a policeman shining lights onto the pine cones. I inspect the pine cone, and the officer accuses me of being a rock poacher. I say I merely wanted to look at the artist's palette rocks to see the different minerals. He apologizes, but says that I will have to look at them from afar. I go back to the bed, and I watch the mountains change colors. I am awestruck with their beauty.